March 3rd, 2021. In dreams, I saw a mother crying bitterly because her son was anxious to go to work in the system after being already located where God wants his children to be in the mountains. The son went to work, and I saw that the mother was suffering to see her son work hard without any benefit. One day, the mother could stand it no longer and went out to the city to look for him. I heard her praying to God fervently and listened to her prayers. She said, Lord, please let me see my son, even if only for the last time, so that I can say goodbye to him and tell him of the impending danger. Grant me, God, that by speaking to him he may react and come back with me. I saw her go to look for him, to see if she could see him. In the distance, she saw him at work, exhausted and suffered. His face reflected much fatigue and anguish. When she saw him, she was very happy and wanted to hug him, but with some fear, she waited for her son to pass close to her. When he came near, she called him, and the son ran into her arms. He was like a child when he was lost and struggled to return to his destination, but did not know how. The mother said to him, Son, now you're safe in my arms. And I heard her ask him, How do you feel? I heard the son say, Mom, I feel like nothing can happen to me now. Thank you for coming to get me. I saw him leave the workplace, go down some stairs, and go to a place that the son referred to the mother that he wanted to go for the last time. It was a place where they were preparing for games as a field day for children. There were young people there, adults, who were preparing and calling families to join them in that place to enjoy. The woman sat there who arrived with the young man, an older gentleman who knew her. She greeted him kindly, and he said, Come, take a seat here near the playground with your son. So I saw the lady place herself there. Many were entering this place. Others were delaying, and other people were being urged to arrive. When everything was ready, I saw that they welcomed everyone, and I heard them say, We will not move these things here anymore, but we will go more towards the plain, because here we are very unbalanced, and we have to be in the plain so that our big game day can be calm and normal. Soon, a young man opened next to the woman who entered with her son a door, and I saw controls that were there. I heard an engine start, and the whole place began to move down the road like a big platform on wheels. I saw that every minute it was picking up more and more speed. I observed at first that everything was going well. The platform was sliding well on the street and on the curves, but then it looked unstable. I saw the woman say to her son, We have to jump because this is going to crash at some point. While she was still talking to her son and taking him by the hand to jump off the place, I noticed that this huge game place that trafficked down the mountain on wheels came in the city, and there it was coming closer at full speed towards the railroad line, and I heard the railroad horn and the traffic stop alarms indicating that traffic was to stop before the train passed. I noticed that the young man who controlled this playground on wheels did not care about the indications and did not stop the march. I saw people looking out of the window who were very frightened when they saw the railroad line approaching at full speed their alarm alerting them that it would soon pass by that place. Soon I saw the railroad in the distance, and the young man from the rolling playground noticed it and exclaimed, "We will pass before it, don't worry." He sped up the march, and I saw the train coming in a hurry. The train arrived in front of the rolling playground, and it struggled to slow down the march. As it slowed down a little, I noticed that the woman and son and another young man jumped into the void, and I lost sight of them. Immediately, the rolling playground collided with the train and began to disintegrate from end to end, as when a piece of wood is fed into a wood chipper and only sawdust remains. There was no time for anyone to scream. All those left there were defragmented. Their bodies were searched for, and no one found them. While the train did not suffer, only a few slight scratches, but no one on it perished, and it reached safe harbor, where I saw that those who got off it were calm, but with great astonishment at the same time, to see what had happened. These were with very little luggage, and I saw them enter with great speed to the mountains. I then returned to the place of the accident and heard a young man say to the lady and the son who jumped out that I saw them alive. "You were found unconscious under a great white blanket on the side of the road, and were without a scratch. And the young man was found lying in thick grass and did not have a single crystal embedded in him of those that exploded in the accident. Something really protected you all." He asked, "Now, what will you do?" The woman said, "We are going quickly to the mountains because nothing is safe in the plain." I saw her put on march quickly with her son, and on the way she found the young man who had jumped at the same time with them. He was badly beaten and limping. I saw the woman and the young man, who asked him, "How did you survive?" And he told them that when he saw them jump, he also jumped, but it took him a few seconds to do it, and that was almost fatal for his life. He went on to say, "If it had not been for a blanket that covered me, a blanket that he said he did not know where it came from, but it covered him when he felt he was dying. And this blanket came to his aid, and that is why he lived," said the young man. I saw the three of them on their way to the mountains, praising and glorifying God for his care in saving their lives and giving them another chance. At that moment, beloved, there I woke up. I was meditating on all this when I was told, "Any delay in this hour will be fatal. Do not stop the march." Oh, beloved brothers, may God grant that we may understand, and may we, by the mercy of God, who still continues to warn us of all things, that we heed, and may we do whatever it takes to locate ourselves where we know we should be, and do what we know we should do, that we leave procrastination, which is part of the 7 ways of falling, and may we, in the name of the Lord, advance to be safe not by our own strength, but saved because if we do the will of the Eternal, His blessing will rest upon us. May the Lord bless us.